Hello everyone! This is the result I got after just a little over 1 month of growing oyster mushrooms. They are honestly so satisfying to see. What makes it even more interesting is that all of these mushrooms were grown and harvested from old plastic bottles I already had in the corner of my kitchen. If you also enjoy growing plants or mushrooms in small spaces, then let's try this together. First, I mix 1/3 of a packet of trichoderma powder with 8 liters of water. Make sure to stir it well so the powder dissolves completely before moving on to the next step. After that, I soak the dry straw in this solution for about 5 to 7 days. This helps soften the straw, clean it more thoroughly, and suppress harmful fungi and unwanted microorganisms. At the same time, the soaking process also helps the straw begin breaking down organically, creating a much better environment for the mushroom mycelium to grow strong later on. During this soaking period, remember to turn the straw once a day so all of the material can absorb the solution evenly. After a few days, the straw will turn a deeper yellow, become slightly more flexible, and develop a very distinct natural smell. That is when our growing medium is ready. Now, I take the straw out and let it drain a little. Next comes the step of preparing the plastic bottles. I use a heated tool to make small holes evenly around the bottle. These holes help improve airflow while also helping maintain humidity inside the bottle as the mushrooms grow. Oyster mushrooms really love moisture, so keeping a stable level of humidity throughout the growing process is very important. A hole size like this is just right. Besides the small holes, I also make around 3 to 4 larger holes, about 3 centimeters wide. These will be the spots where the mushroom clusters can develop and naturally grow outward when they begin forming fruiting bodies. And here is the mushroom spawn. I gently pour the spawn out into a tray to prepare for filling the bottles. If the spawn is clumped together, just loosen it very gently with your hands. Now, I begin by adding 1 layer of spawn to the bottom of the bottle. Then I cover it with 1 layer of the treated straw with a moderate thickness. The process is very simple. We just keep layering the spawn in the straw like this, one after another, until the bottle is full. With a bottle this size, I usually make about 8 alternating layers, and that works very well. Once finished, the whole bottle is filled neatly and evenly. To help retain moisture better, I cover the mouth of the bottle with a layer of clear plastic. This helps keep warmth in, reduce water loss, and lower the risk of bacteria or outside contamination getting into the bottle. In the middle of the plastic cover, I make a small opening and place a moist cotton plug inside. Now, I simply attach hooks to 3 points around the bottle and hang them in a cool, airy place. And just like that, the inoculation step is complete. You should choose a clean area that stays cool, has gentle airflow, and is protected from direct sunlight. For oyster mushrooms, we should not pour water directly onto the mushroom caps or into the bottle. If water collects inside, the young mushrooms can become waterlogged and rot very easily. So throughout the growing process, I use a mist sprayer to create a fine layer of moisture around the mushroom's environment. This helps maintain even humidity while reducing the chance of standing water. Each day, I mist about 3 times. And now, all we need is a little patience. Today, the weather is so beautiful. So let's check and see how the mushrooms are growing. Oh, look at this. The white mycelium has spread beautifully and now covers the entire growing medium inside the bottle. At this stage, I continue maintaining the moisture evenly every day. After that, I remove the cotton plugs so the mushrooms have more space and better conditions to start forming. This is so wonderful. The first plump little mushroom clusters have finally started to appear. Just looking at them makes all the tiredness seem to melt away. It feels so relaxing and so exciting at the same time. When the mushrooms enter their strong growth stage, their need for moisture increases quite a lot. So at this point, you can increase misting to around 5 times a day to maintain better humidity. Providing enough moisture will help the mushroom caps grow faster, become thicker, and stay more tender when cooked. It is such a rewarding stage to watch. After only a short time, the mushrooms have clearly grown much larger. On almost every bottle, the mushrooms are growing evenly and looking full of life. When the mushrooms are close to harvest size, I stop misting for 1 to 2 days. This helps the surface stay drier, reduces softness, and helps them store better after harvest. And finally, the moment I have been waiting for the most has arrived. Hundreds of pure white oyster mushroom caps, plump and beautiful, growing tightly together with so much life. I truly love the sound of harvesting mushrooms. It is lightly crisp, deeply relaxing, and somehow incredibly satisfying to hear. When the mushroom caps have opened almost fully and the edges begin to look thinner, that is the best time to harvest. And now, let's pick these fresh, delicious oyster mushrooms together. Hello everyone. This is the result of the grapevine I grew after 210 days. The grape clusters are ripe, full, and so beautiful to look at, aren't they? First, I prepare a plastic container. This will be the growing space for my grapevine. I cut off the top part to create more room for planting. Next, I use a drill to make drainage holes at the bottom. This step is very important. Grapes do not like soggy soil. Their roots need good drainage and enough airflow to stay healthy. Now it is time to prepare the growing medium. I mix soil with vermicompost and blend them well until the mixture becomes loose, airy, and rich in nutrients. Then, I fill the container with the prepared mix. Next, I place the grape plant in the center of the container. Before planting, remember to remove the plastic bag around the root ball. This allows the roots to spread naturally without being restricted. Then I fill in the soil around the plant, making sure the root ball is fully covered and the vine stands firmly in place. After that, I water it thoroughly so the plant can settle in quickly after planting. Look at this. It started from a very small grape cutting, and now it has grown into a much stronger, healthier vine. Now it is time to build a trellis for the grapevine. I place bamboo stakes evenly around the container. Then I secure them firmly to the side. So the structure stays stable as the vine grows larger and begins to carry more fruit. At the top, I attach a circular frame made from a bent metal rod. This frame helps support the canopy and gives the grape cluster strong support later on. When the new shoots begin to grow longer, I gently tie them to the trellis to guide the vine in the right direction. Just tie them lightly, not too tight. The stem still needs space to grow and room to breathe. Next, I add more organic fertilizer. This helps provide a steady supply of nutrients. keeps the grapevine healthy and supports better fruit development. And now, something lovely begins to appear. Can you see those tiny grape clusters starting to form all over the vine? From this stage on, I take even more care of the plant. The weeds around the base also need to be removed early, so they do not compete with the grapevine for nutrients. Now, I add another layer of the mixture I prepared earlier, made of rice husk, charcoal, and vermicompost. This top layer helps keep the soil loose, improves root aeration, and supports the vine very well during fruit development. But remember, do not apply it too thickly, and do not place it too close to the base to avoid excess moisture around the stem. Can you see the difference? The grapes are now noticeably larger, more even in size, and developing beautifully. At this stage, I prune away some old leaves and any leaves that block sunlight from reaching the fruit. This helps the grape clusters receive more sunlight, improves airflow, reduces the risk of disease, and supports better coloring. I also spray a foliar fertilizer rich in potassium and phosphorus. This helps the grapes store more sugar, become firmer, and develop a more even, beautiful color. And this is the result. The grape clusters are plump, abundant, and growing very evenly. Before harvest, I stop watering for 3 to 5 days, depending on the grape variety and the weather. This helps reduce fruit cracking and allows the grapes to become sweeter before picking. And now, my grape clusters are ready to harvest. Look at them. Each grape is ripe, fresh, juicy, and absolutely delicious.